This is 5-Minute Feng Shui, episode 17. Prepare your Feng Shui for the new year. Tips to usher out the old and usher in the new. Welcome to the 5-Minute Feng Shui podcast, where each week I talk about how to move energy and make money. You'll learn how to create a prosperous home and an abundant life using classical Chinese Feng Shui. I'm your host, Katie Weber, publisher of the Red Lotus Letter, Feng Shui Easing for Wealth. Each week, I'll cover Feng Shui topics that can help you improve your life, share inspiring stories, and always end with 3 easy-to-implement Feng Shui tips that you can put to work right away, and usually in about 5 minutes. Now let's get started on the 5 minutes that could change your life. Hey, it's Katie. Today we are talking about the new year. Now, if you are in that bridge time between Christmas and the new year, this is a really good time to actually prepare for the new year. This episode is going to be a little bit different. Instead of the 3 key tips that I normally present at the end of every episode of 5-Minute Feng Shui, I'm actually going to be giving you tips for the entire episode, because I want to give you some ideas on how you can kind of energetically clear the slate in your home and life and create a environment that helps to welcome in the new year and new energy and all the great things that are coming in 2019, which there are many of them. If you hadn't heard my earlier podcast, number 16, on the overview for 2019 Year of the Pig, I hope you'll listen in to that, because I cover a lot of the fantastic stuff that is going to be coming in 2019. So without further ado, let's start talking about the new year. Now, this is something that I actually developed this listing of things that you can do before the new year comes as something I used to do for myself, and I do in my own home. Now, a lot of people have different ideas about holiday decorations and taking down the Christmas tree, and when they like to do it, when they don't like to do it. And any suggestions that I give you are certainly there. It's completely up to you. This, not by no means am I the final arbiter of when you put your tree up or put it away or take down decorations or what you do. But these are just some suggestions for you, something to think about, because it's something that it's just something I thought it would be fun to share with you as something I do myself. So as the new year approaches, many times you start thinking about the past year, and you may be thinking about making New Year's resolutions. Maybe you're counting your blessings and thinking about what you could have done differently, or feeling grateful for what all you have. And if you're like me, you do a little of both. You look back on the year and you think, well, I probably shouldn't have done that, but I'm so glad I did this. Anyhow, whatever the case, it's just so important that you start off the new year on a positive, hope-filled note. And this can include everything from stocking the refrigerator to cleaning out old junk from closets. And don't worry, if you don't feel like you can get this done by January 1st for the new year, then hey, there's always Chinese New Year, and you can do all these tips and things that I'm suggesting right before the Chinese New Year. It might even give you a little pressure, take a little pressure off. But this is something that I sort of feel like when I feel like everything is clean and the decorations have been put away, I can really kind of start off the New Year's Day feeling relieved. I breathe a sigh of relief because I don't have all the last year's decorations and last year's laundry and trash all still hanging around in the new year, knowing that I go in with a nice clean home and everything looks good. It makes that New Year's Day so enjoyable. It's like an open slate of possibilities. So that's why I like to do these things right before the new year. But like I said, if that's too much for you to do, and sometimes schedules just get get us where we just can't manage it all, that's completely understandable. You can do this before Chinese New Year, and that's going to be coming up this year in February, on February 5th, I believe, is Chinese New Year. I'll have to just double check that really quick. You'd think I'd have that down pat by now, but yeah, it is. It's February 5th. So let's jump in with both feet and start talking about this tip list that I have. So for me, it's the way I like to look at clearing things out. I sort of feel like I'm greeting the new year. And it's like you're inviting an important dignitary to your home. And that's kind of how I look at the new year. And so this is a new year of the first day of the new year of your new life, and you want to welcome it in a grand way. So that is one of the reasons that I put this list together. And for me, it's a whole lot easier than making resolutions that you most likely won't keep. I find that when I do these things around my house, that I feel really good about myself going into the new year, instead of looking at what I have to do ahead of me or trying to make resolutions. Oh, I need to stop, biting my nails or chewing my cuticles. I don't do that, but I'm just making that suggestion, or whatever it is, or stopping at Starbucks every day and watching that $4 fly out the window. Anyway, so here's your tip list. Let's just talk about taking these tips in hand. You might, if you have a pen and paper, you might want to jot down some notes. So as we go along, because this will give you something to refer to. And if not, you can always go to redlotusletter.com and in the search bar, put prepare your feng shui for the new year in the search bar, and the whole list of tips will come up for you. So let's get started. So let's talk about getting out with the old. And one of the things that is always at the top of the list, it's declutter. I love to just grab a laundry basket and set a timer and go from room to room, and I just look at what could just right off the bat get thrown away. That could be magazines, it could be old papers, it could be like barely, those little bottles, a bit of shampoo, and maybe you put water in the bottle, that kind of thing, and just dump it all in that laundry basket. Find things that you look through your closet really quickly, that find the things that you'll never wear again, maybe never fit in again, that kind of thing, and put that in the laundry basket. Maybe you've got CDs that you don't listen to, or you've got old music and that is just hanging around. Just throw those things out or donate them to charity, whatever is best. And go into the kitchen and look for those odd drinking glasses. Maybe you have coffee mugs that don't match, or they're chipped, or they're stained. Look for things that are damaged. This is a really important tip for you. Is damage represents a loss of energy. It is damaged energy. It is chipped energy, particularly when you're talking about food, objects such as plates and cups and that sort of stuff. When you look in the cabinet and you see a nice matching set of glasses, doesn't that feel good? It feels good to me. Every time I open up a cabinet and I see a chipped dish, that's all I see is that chipped dish. And that makes me feel, it just brings my energy down. And that's all I notice is the chipped dish. Get rid of those. If you have anything that brings your energy down when you see it, it needs to go. So when in doubt, just throw it out. And don't forget to look under the bed. Toss out that lipstick you haven't worn in 2 years, and go through the pantry. You have like that imported food stuff that you think, oh, I'm going to make this exotic recipe that you found online or in the newspaper or something. And you think, oh, I'm actually going to use, dried shrimp paste from Korea or something like that, and you're just not. You hadn't used it all year. Throw it away. So go through, look for those little bitty things that you have of just a few crackers left or something like that, and just pitch it. And you're going to feel so good when you get rid of all those things. And you probably have some highlighters and pens and pencils and junk mail and stuff like that that's just hanging around. Throw it all out. The other thing, the next step is to sweep and vacuum. I really love to just get the energy moving again. And one of the fastest ways you can get energy moving again is making the floors clean. That is a really super great way. Now, I personally like to, before I do that, is take all the Christmas decorations down, any holiday decorations that you have lingering around the house. I like to get them all packed up, put away, and then really start doing the cleaning in earnest. So once those are done, then you can really get going. So before actually you sweep, you should take all those decorations down. Now, if you don't want to take the decorations down, don't. But giving the house a good clean is always a good thing. I personally like them to go down. They go up as soon as Thanksgiving is over, and they come down just the day or two before New Year's. I like to have it all nice and clean. Next is to do the laundry. You don't want all dirty old clothes hanging around from last year into the new year. So get that all done so you don't have that big pile of laundry waiting for you in the coming year. And it's always easy to throw in a load or two while you're decluttering and or vacuuming. Give the bathroom a good clean, cleaning, and thoroughly just wipe the. I really love to use old washcloths for cleaning because you can really polish countertops and the faucets. You can get those where they really sparkle with that terry kind of towel, that terry cloth of an old washcloth. What I typically will do is take an old washcloth and snip it with a pair of scissors to make a cut in it, and I know that is one of my cleaning cloths. So I like to get everything wiped down really nicely, and listen, it takes no time at all to clean a bathroom. Make sure that you get some organizers. Organizers are on sale right now during that period of time when you're between the holidays and the new year. And get some baskets so that you can take all your countertop clutter and throw them in the baskets and then put them underneath the sink. And then they're out of your way and you can just polish and go. Don't spend a whole lot of time. Give yourself a time limit, because I find that as long as the time you have is as long as it will take. This is true. So if you give yourself a lot of time, you will take a lot of time. So give yourself a very short amount of time. I'm going to do this in an afternoon. So get that bathroom cleaned and make it sparkle. Wipe everything down. Empty all the trash cans. I love to clean out the refrigerator and wipe it down with a microfiber so that all the glass shelves are nice and clean. Oh, it just feels so good when you open up that refrigerator and everything is so clean and sparkling. It just feels great. Throw out that little tiny jar that was just a little bitty bit of, raspberry preserves or apple butter or whatever it is. You don't want to have any old food lurking in the refrigerator from the new, as you go into the new year. You want nice, fresh, new food in the new year. It's a really important feng shui tip. And the other thing is you want to clear out visual clutter. And that is all the stuff that's on countertops, on dressers, in bathroom counters, off your desk. Just straighten up and neaten up and try to get clear off spaces. Again, the idea behind this is that we're trying to clear out energy and to let it move. Old stale energy goes out and new, fresh, quick moving, fresh opportunities, fresh energy comes in. And one of the ways it does that is by we clear off things that stop our eye. Feng shui is a lot about what you see is what you get. If you see a mess, you get a mess. You see clutter, you get circumstances that are a jumble. So what we want to do is see clarity, see clear space, see open space for opportunity, because it's in the open space that where opportunity develops. Okay, next, moving on. So that visual clutter, we're going to try to clean up as much as possible off of counters and in the yard. It's really important. If, of course, you've got 3 feet of snow, you're not going to go out in the yard, but, make sure that the sidewalks are clear, the front porch is clear and swept. You shake off the doormat in front of the car, in front of the yard, that kind of thing. Change your sheets and towels. I love to have clean sheets going into the new year. Clean towels is just something about it that just makes me feel clean and fresh, and like it's a whole blank, clean, clear slate. And if you have time, go get the car cleaned. Nothing feels better than going out on New Year's Day to maybe go out to eat or go see a movie or just go run some errands or take a drive, and you're in a nice, clean car. If you've got time to do that, or you got a teenager hanging around or a husband doing nothing but hanging around, send them out and tell them to clean the car. And then that when you get into the car in the new year, it's nice and clean too, because car gets you where you're going, right? Now, doesn't that feel good? Even just thinking about how that clean sheets, clean towels, no laundry, stuff's put away, everything's got a nice sparkle. We want to do that in the kitchen too. Make sure that everything has got a nice sparkle and that we've wiped down all the counters and the stove, and we have a nice cleaned refrigerator and a pantry that's organized. And rid of old little itty bitty bits of food, that kind of thing. Now let's talk about in with the new. Now this is a fun part. Now once all this other stuff is done, the beds are made, the car is clean, the trash is taken out, and new towels are out. Let's talk about filling in or coming in with the new energy. This is the time to fill your pantry, restock it. Maybe you're low on flour, low on sugar, that kind of thing, all your pantry staples, that sort of stuff. You don't want to have an empty refrigerator or an empty pantry, because that's actually not good feng shui. You want to have a prosperous, abundant, and fresh energy in both your refrigerator and pantry, because that's a sign of wealth. And so go and get yourselves new lettuce, new fruit and some vegetables, buy a few things that you enjoy, like special cheeses or whatever it is that is special to you. Maybe your luxury item is pre-cut fruit. Like some people like to buy the packages of pineapple where it's all cut up, and you don't have to, and it's like a little luxury that you can just open up that package and get out that pineapple. You don't have to core it and clean it and all that kind of thing. Anyway, fill your pantry with those kinds of items. Get a really nice, have a nice fruit bowl, fill it up with fruit. And speaking of fruit, it's so important to have citrus this time of year. One, because it's cold and flu season. But two, citrus represents gold, and it's a very auspicious symbol to the Chinese. And oranges are great symbols for the new year. And you can take a bag of oranges and roll them in the front door on New Year's Day, and to represent gold rolling into your house. You can do that again on Chinese New Year. I would say get a nice bowl of oranges and citrus, maybe the little mandarin oranges. If you've got a Chinese market in your area, you can often get citrus with the leaves attached. It's so beautiful. Make a display in the center of your living room or on a cocktail table or something with some citrus. Maybe you have some sweets, like maybe you have some cookies or nuts or candies, something special, so that you have a beautiful presentation of wealth and prosperity and abundance in food in your home. I love to have a big bowl of maybe 8 or 9 or 10 oranges. These are the numbers of prosperity. This is a really great way to symbolize an abundant and fruitful home. You also might want to buy a new plant. So if your plant has gotten kind of sad, then maybe it needs to go out the door, or maybe you want to add to it. This time of year you can find wonderful plants like narcissus or paper whites. Any kind of a plant that is a bulb is a very auspicious symbol, and it represents stored wealth. I think a new plant for the new year is a beautiful symbol of new growth. So that would be something that you might want to look for. Another thing that you can do is to welcome good news and to kind of clear out any old, stale, stagnant energy around the house. And by ringing a gold bell, like a brass bell or a silver bell around the house to just kind of give it a nice, clear, energetic feeling. It's interesting. A lot of people say, well, how does that clear things out? Now, if you have ever rung a big bell, you'll know you can feel those sound vibrations. And those sound vibrations will cut through any old, lingering, or stagnant energy. So I really like to kind of walk around the house ringing a gold bell right before the new year or right after the new year is perfectly fine, and especially around the front door to kind of energize it for new and clear it for old energies and welcome new ones. Hang up your new calendars. It's a new year, so take down all of the old last year's calendars and throw those out. I also like to head over to the ATM and fill up my wallet, or you can go to the bank, either way, whatever. You probably need to go inside and fill up your wallet. Maybe you get $50 and you have it in fives and ones or tens or $100, whatever you like, whatever denomination you like. But make sure you go into the new year with a full wallet that has cash in it. Really nice. Now, symbolically outdoors, you can invite a toad to your house. Of course, this is all dependent upon where you live. If you're in a really cold area, you may not be able to do that. I live in a more temperate area, so it's something that we can do. And that is, if you take an old pot, if you have a clay pot that maybe you have that's old, it's broken, you can turn it upside down near a water spout. And many times toads will make a home in those old broken pots that are anywhere near water, because sometimes they drip, the faucets will drip water, and toads are found wherever water is, and that's why they're revered as a money symbol. So invite a toad to your house. You never know. You might end up finding that you come into some more money by having a toad around. Now, and while we're talking about wildlife, feeding the birds is a really wonderful way to invite good news. Symbolically, birds represent good news, good tidings, happy news. So make sure you put a feeder out and feed the birds this time of year, maybe a suet hanger or just some sunflower seeds, anything that your local birds will like. I'm sure you can probably find a wildlife store somewhere around. I know we have bird stores here in Texas where you can go and get certain kinds of bird food, and that will attract certain birds like goldfinches or bluebirds or whatever happens to be in your area. It's a really nice way to bring happy news and do something nice for Mother Nature too. And lastly, the greatest thing of all on New Year's Eve and New Year's Day is to have fun and to celebrate and to feel abundant and clean and prosperous and like you've got the year ahead of you. Not, oh, geez, I gotta go take all that decorations down. I need to do the laundry. When you have all this behind you, it feels like the year holds so much promise. It holds so much opportunity. And that's one of the reasons why I love always to do these tips right at the end of the year, right before the new year. Go enjoy yourself. Get a funny movie, bring it home to enjoy with your family. Pick up a magazine or two that you love and just spend the day flipping through magazines if that's what you enjoy doing. Find things to do with your family. Maybe our family loves Scrabble. There's nothing more fun than Scrabble. I also like to make cinnamon rolls for New Year's Day. Start the year off with something sweet and something happy that puts everybody in a good mood. So make your place that kind of place that's fun and enjoyable. And I hope these New Year's tips will help you welcome in this very important visitor, this new guest that we have that's going to stay with us, for a year. And so welcome in this new guest and do it in a style that takes some pressure off of you and clears the decks, clears your home energetically and prepares your home for the coming year and prepares it in a way for opportunities, for wealth and abundance, and for everything that you want to happen in the coming year. All right. Well, I hope you've enjoyed these tips, and if you have, please leave me a note. If you'd like to learn some more about the year and the Year of the Pig, I have a podcast on an overview of 2019 Year of the Pig. So be sure to check it out here on iTunes or on Red Lotus Radio at redlotusletter.com/radio. And I also have a terrific forecast with all the information about what you can expect in the year ahead. And you can check that out at redlotusletter.com/annual. Have a great, great day. Wishing you a fabulous new year. Thanks for listening today to 5 Minute Feng Shui. The Year of the Pig is coming, and I want to share with you where you can find everything you want in the year ahead. That's because the prosperity star is coming this year, and it's showering us with a Roman candle of opportunities for money, abundance, and love. And it's all in my annual Feng Shui Forecast Success Pack. You'll get a full year of in-depth Feng Shui details about how to use the energy of the year for success and prosperity. And it's for every house and every zodiac sign. And my forecast also includes lucky clothing colors, handbag, and wallet colors. You'll get a full zodiac report for your Chinese zodiac sign and so much more. Be sure to go to redlotusletter.com/annual for all the details on the Year of the Pig.